Morning, Dave.
Hi, Chris.
Welcome to lesson 3.
Lesson 3.
Short game. What about your short game would you like to focus on today?
I definitely want to get better at partial wedge shots, like 100 and in. My full swing with a sand wedge is 100, although I don't like to hit that because I tend to chunk it. I also tend to chunk my short pitches, like I'd say 40 yards and in. So I'd like to work on that. I'm also not real good at flighting, like trajectory. So if I'm faced with a short shot, over a bunker, 20, 30 yards onto the green, getting that ball to stop is hard for me.
Okay. The partial wedges are really important. It sure can save you a lot of strokes. And considering you're trying to break that 80 mark, a couple up and downs from 30, 40, 50 yards can really not only keep the round going, but there's just one or two strokes that you really need to save. And understanding the wedges and having a good system in place for your different distances, and then what club to use and how to control the trajectory.
Yeah.
We'll do that today. And what we're gonna cover is all carry distance. So everything's gonna be how far is it carrying.
Okay.
And then the conditions and the course are going to determine what your rollout or your bounce may be, and then you have to factor that in. But that's a game day equation. So
Well, right. I'd like that. That would be great to be in a position where I could actually choose my shot. Because right now I have, other than maybe a fluffy lie, I could do a flop shot.
Okay.
Right? That's not that difficult. But you're talking about tight lie or wet or I'll
And
chunk
that's
it.
yeah, and that's learning to use the bounce in condition-based situations also. If it's firm, using the bounce isn't always a great idea. If it's wet, you definitely need it. If it's soft grass, you need it. So we'll get better at that. And typically a big mistake people have is they're always in with the leading edge of the club rather than letting the bottom and the sole of the club work, because they're
Right.
kind of afraid of blading it and things like that. So
Yeah, I know.
now you have a gap wedge, a pitching wedge, and a sand wedge, and you're willing to use all of those.
Yep.
Would you consider getting a lob wedge, or is that something that you just
I have a lob wedge.
never-
I don't play it because
you don't know how to
can't hit
use
it.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe after today, just putting a fourth wedge in there could really help.
Yeah.
And for some of those higher shots, and even hitting a full shot, the lob wedge could be a good full shot for 70 yards, 75
right,
yards.
Right, that'd probably be
That
what it
could
would
solve
be,
one of
yeah.
your distance problems and get you comfortable right away with, okay, I'm going to hit this full 70 yards. The
Yeah.
contact will be good.
Okay.
So that's what we'll cover today. We're going to use the pressure insoles, because that's going to be important for finding out where your weight is.
Right.
We're going to use the simulator and put up our distance markers, so you'll be able to understand your carry distance.
Right.
And we'll also use some video like we did in the previous two for you to see what you're doing.
Great.
All right, let's get started.
Okay.